Everybody is ready too, so okay. Good, so we are going to start. So good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is going well. So before we start, just a short notice. Please turn off your mobile phone and please don't leave also the room while we are recording because we are also online today. Anyway, welcome to the 3-minute thesis competition. And I am Fanny Teoul, the host of this competition today. And it's really an honor to stand before you as the host of this remarkable event. So first of all, I would like to take you back to the journey which started in 2020. When the Jagiellonian University, as a proud member of the Coimbra group, initiated this inaugural edition of the contest that we are going to do today. So since then, it has become a symbol of excellence, attracting some of the brightest minds in the academia, like we have today in this room. So if we are gathered today, it's for the second phase of the event. So it follows the initial phase that occurred in the 1st of February. So during this phase, we selected 10 finalists, and we are now going to select 3 of them. So warm welcome to all the participants that are going to present the thesis today in 3 minutes. And also today we are gearing up with the 3rd edition. So let me introduce you the jury in front of us. So we have heading this panel is the chairperson, the vice-rector for educational affairs, the Professor Jagiellonian. Joining Professor Jagiellonian are the following distinguished members. So Dominika Stopa, which is the director of the Jagiellonian Language Center. We have the Associate Professor Sebastian Kołodziejczyk, the head of the doctoral school in the humanities. We also have the Vice Rector Proxy for Research and International Cooperation in Medical College, Professor Marek Sanak. And also we have Maciek Ciło, the president of the Jagiellonian University PhD Student Association. And I have to say that the PhD Association, which I'm also included in, is really the organizer of this competition. So we have to applaud, especially for this association, which we cannot express enough gratitude for organizing this special event. So please. Okay, so now as we enter the competition phase, our esteemed jury will have the challenging task of selecting 3 participants today. Beyond the glory of being a finalist, participants have a chance to win a prestigious prizes, including a research trip to universities that form the backbone of the Coimbra group. So the top 3 contestants will walk away with not just the recognition, but a tangible rewards that will further enrich their academic pursuits. But that's not all. The winner will also carry the torch of the Jagiellonian University, representing the university in the grand finale in Turku. And it's not just a victory for the individual, it's a moment of pride for our entire academic community. So I would like also to finally welcome the online public, which will also have the opportunity to vote for the 3 finalists. So it will be like a special prize at the end. And okay, so I guess thank you for everybody. And I wish a good luck to the participants, and let the competition begin. Okay, so the first participant I'm going to call is Gokul Bhaskaran from the Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences and the field of study in biological science. He represents to us the hunting behavior and its relation to stress response.
Thank you. Ready. Very good morning, everyone. Stress. I'm stressed. We all get stressed. Come on. Stress is a very common phenomenon. But wait, can we overcome the stress? Or do we know any mechanisms that overcome stress? Interesting. Yes, that's what my PhD is all about. Let me take you to where it all began. Our great ancestors who lived thousands of years ago gathered their food by the means of hunting. Eventually, they have learned this behavior, the hunting behavior, and developed skills and aggression. So, is the hunting behavior only to gather the food? No. So, I wanted to understand how hunting behavior is related to pleasure and thrill. So, obviously, we cannot go all the way back to study this, but we have created such a scenario in our laboratory. We have these tiny, cute little organisms called bang voles, in which one set has been developed to become hunters and the other set non-hunters. And what we observed after generations in the lab, the hunters achieved greater hunting success, whereas the non-hunters remained calm. I conducted experiments to understand how once these animals undergo challenging conditions will be stressed using or via the corticosteroid hormones. What we found? The hunters showed increased levels of stress. But wait, interestingly, when we added the prey to them, the hunters immediately went on and to hunt their prey, and they reduced their stress levels. So we can see that the hunting behavior is involved in stress regulation. So what does this mean? Should we all go out and start hunting? Absolutely no. It's the opposite. We know our world comprised of criminals and hunters, we know that. And our findings, our study can find solutions for reducing their aggression. Stress is a very common phenomenon, but if you maintain a skill, if you develop a good skill, you can always overcome such challenging situations. Don't be stressed and don't let go back to the stress condition. Develop a good skill. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, so I'm calling the following participants. Marta Kilichowska from the Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences and the field of study, no? Okay. Daria, okay, sorry about that. So, okay. So Daria Tsegievka from the Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences and the field of study of physics. And she represents to us today towards human-machine interference.
Have you ever had an amazing idea just before you fall asleep, only to find out that it's completely gone the minute you are awake? I have, and I wish we could recover that idea as simply as we can recover the files that we accidentally deleted from our computers. However, so as to process our thoughts, we will need a serious innovation in the world of atoms. Why? Because the atoms that we are building things from are completely different from the atoms that we are made of. We are building our machines from metals or semi-metals like silicon, aluminum, copper, but our bodies are mainly carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, so non-metals. and why biological systems are extremely energy efficient, we cannot control them in the way we control our computers. So is there any chance for these two distinct worlds to somehow meet and enhance their potential? Well, in my lab, I connect organic and metallic worlds on an everyday basis. How? Simply, I just put a piece of metal, aluminum in my case, into the vial with a solution of organic molecules. They are mainly made of carbon. The molecules that would be our focus today have two oxygen atoms that can chemically bind to metal, creating a thin layer on its surface. We can think about this layer as some kind of metal to organic adapter. The process of creating this layer is fully spontaneous, but the real question is how to facilitate it so our adapter would be efficient. We have systematically tested tens of possible combinations, and we have found out that you need to be extremely careful when choosing a liquid that you are dissolving your molecules in, because some types of liquid may be easily trapped within your layer that creates disorder in its structure and in consequence impairs the functionality of our adapter. What is more, we have shown that even if you take a proper liquid, but you will heat it up a little bit, you will end up with low quality adapter. Now we know that when connecting metallic and organic world, every single detail matters. Does it all mean that we will have brain-machine interface tomorrow? Probably not. But having this effective metal-to-organic adapter, we are already building energy-efficient component for your mobile phones, flexible photovoltaic panels, or chip detectors for medical tests to address the critical problems of today. Thank you.
Okay, so now, Marta, it's your turn. So Marta Klichowska from the Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences and the field of study of chemical science. And she will present to us the life from extreme environments. Can it help us boost drug development?
How do you think? What's the highest temperature in which you can find life? Do you think it could be close to 100 degrees Celsius? I can tell you, it's 121. In hot springs, you can find a microbe that grows normally in such conditions. What about the lower limit? Do you think it's close to 0? It's minus 15. That's because salty water doesn't freeze in such a temperature. And again, in such an extreme environment, there's life. These amazing capabilities of microbes concern not only temperature. You can find them resistant to pressure, radiation, salinity, almost any factor you can imagine. But can we benefit from that knowledge in any way? In my PhD, I'm looking for cancer drugs. Did you know that there is a drug that comes from the inside of a microbial cell? That's because microbes produce proteins. And one of these proteins is very effective as a cancer medication. Effective, but not perfect. And that's why scientists keep looking for alternatives to that drug. But there is hope because different microbial species produce their proteins in a different way. And before, I was examining this originating from normal, mild environments, but they weren't enough. So at some point I thought, hey, why can't I take a look at these extreme environments? If a whole cell is capable of surviving in boiling water, why wouldn't the protein inside it be stable enough to last in the patient's body and do its job? And so I started examining the genetic sequences of this type of microbes. And you know what? I found that they encode what I'm interested in. Secondly, the proteins they encode have all the features they need to be active. And thirdly, there are genetic changes, lots of genetic changes that mean new, extraordinary biochemical properties. And here comes the best part. I've already physically produced these proteins in my lab, and I've proven they are active. If they are active enough to cure cancer with, I'm going to check it during the rest of my PhD studies. What if not? Then I can enhance it with the protein engineering. How? This part belongs to another story. Thank you for your attention.
I'm calling now Julia Morales Garcia, and she's from the Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences and the field of study of biological science. And she represents to us the flipping genes, the spruce bark beetle secrets weapon.
Hello, everyone. This is a spruce forest, but I can tell that none of you would choose this landscape for doing a picnic on a Sunday, because it doesn't look good at all. This picture is created by this tiny beetle that is the size of a grain of rice. And I hope that you are going to be ready today, because what I'm going to tell you is the story of a spruce bark beetle, the most destructive forest pest in Europe. Now you may wonder, why should we care about this tiny insect? And when I took this photo in Slovakia, I was thinking more or less the same. But then I couldn't help myself but wonder, how can it be possible for these tiny insects to kill thousands and thousands of hectares of forest? And it's important to highlight the fact that the climate change has deteriorated the health of the trees in recent years. And this is an opportunity for the beetles, because they can feed on them and kill them. That is why ecology and biology of a spruce bark beetle is so well known, but the genetics were not. So we decided to delve into the spruce bark beetle genome, and here is the plot twist. The spruce bark beetle genome is one of the most complex genomes described until date. 30% of a spruce bark beetle genome is covered by inversions. Inversions are a kind of mutations that make that some parts of the genome can flip, and this may be the secret weapon of a spruce bark beetle to success. But this is far from the scientific fascination, because unraveling the mysteries of a spruce bark beetle genome not only gives us the opportunity of developing new strategies for the conservation of our forest, but also to preserving the biodiversity, maintaining the ecological balance, and safeguarding the livelihood of the people that live around the forest. So the next time that you are going to take a walk in the forest, and I hope that you are not going to choose this kind of landscape for a picnic, you are going to think that beneath this serene canopy, a genetic battle is playing out. And a spruce bark beetle can be there messing around with its flipping gene, but now we know their secret, and we are going to work so hard to ensure the forest to have their happy ending. Thank you very much.
So I would like to call Elvira Nieboga from the Doctoral School of Exact and Natural Sciences and the field of study of biotechnology. And she will represent to us the gingival fibroblast as a key effector cells in periodontitis.
Imagine that you are having dinner with your friends. All the dishes on the table look just delicious. You almost tasted that delightful chocolate cake when suddenly all your teeth has fallen out. You are waking up with the scream. It was only a nightmare. Actually, the theme of tooth loss is a very common one, but does it have a chance of coming to fruition? Well, according to statistics, about 60% of adults in Poland suffer periodontitis. The disease that untreated can lead to the tooth loss. Even worse, it can also lead to development of Alzheimer's disease or heart diseases. That's why, when designing the periodontitis treatment, we should focus more on this excessive response rather than on bacteria. Now you probably think there must be a variety of periodontitis treatments, right?
Well, not quite. To this day, the standard method of treatment is either prevention or surgery. That's why in my research I'm trying to contribute to the development of the novel therapeutic strategies. Most of the people think that the bacteria present on the tooth surface is actually mainly responsible for the bone and tissue destruction. But that's not true. Our own cells, especially those deeper in the gum, are mainly responsible for that. To help you understand the process, try to visualize spiders that enter the building. A householder noticed the intruder, raised the alarm, grabbed the flamethrower, and killed some of the spiders. But in the result, the entire building burned down. Now I want to ask you a question. Who is more dangerous, a householder or the spiders? Our own cells overreact to a threat, resulting in the situation to deteriorate, acting exactly as a householder in our example. That's why when designing the periodontitis treatment, as I mentioned before, we should focus more on this excessive response. Moreover, I discovered that in my research, my research highlighted another very important and previously unknown problem. The gingival fibroblasts, which are the cells present in our gum, responded way stronger to the bacteria, resulting in presence of inflammation, resulting in further promotion of this inflammation, causing again the stronger cellular response, and so on, finally resulting in tissue destruction. So how can we break this vicious cycle? The answer of that question is the subject of my doctoral thesis. By studying the processes that occur during inflammation, I was able to select various proteins or mediators that could be potentially used in the drug development. In addition, I found out that the drug that already has been used in periodontal patients may actually worsen the disease rather than curing it. Finishing, I hope that next time you have a bad dream about losing your teeth, you wouldn't have to be afraid it's becoming a reality, as more periodontitis treatment will be available on the option. Thank you.
It's the turn now for Veronika Obrokta, and she will present to us the true picture of health. She is from the Doctoral School of Medical and Health Science and the field of study of health sciences.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Who does not remember those words from Snow White's stepmother? Imagine you are looking at the photo of your crush on a dating app. You are looking for someone to share a mountain hike with or a new gym partner. You find him or her attractive and want to swipe right. Finally, it's a match. However, what does the most attractive mean? Can it also mean the healthiest or the fittest? And why do we also consider people with pretty faces to be healthy or to have good genes? When I say good genes, I mean inheriting longevity and the ability to have children. In my PhD research, I wanted to verify if our intuition tells us correctly. What can we infer from one's face about their health? So far, no research has been conducted that would comprehensively investigate the relationship between well-measured facial features and health status. I computed features like facial asymmetry, so the slight deviation from ideal bilateral facial symmetry, and facial averageness, that describe to what extent a face looks like other faces in a population based on a mathematical average. Well, our symmetry is already formed in a womb. As we already know, if a baby has to resist permanent exposure to stress due to, for example, mom's malnutrition, then it will have less energy to maintain symmetrical growth. When the baby comes out and the umbilical cord is cut, this person already has some natural immunity, but must cope with variable environmental conditions. What I needed to show is that facial symmetry is greater in people who have stronger immune system or have survived less or no diseases. Indeed, we have found that the better the quality of our body cells in terms of their life cycle, the greater facial symmetry and averageness. On the other hand, men with better semen quality have more distinctive, meaning less average faces. To sum up my research, Facial features are reliable indicators of physical and reproductive health, and they indeed present a true picture of what we want to know about health. And let me finish my presentation with the following thought. Even in the fairy tales, it seems that characters read cues about health indicators from other facial features. Thank you for your attention.
The next participant is Monika Pasternak. She is from the Doctor's School of Exact and Natural Sciences and also from the biological science field. And she will present to us the Unlocking Innovation, Revolutionizing Drug Delivery with a Trap Cage.
First, I want you to imagine a patient with cancer who just received an injection of a cancer drug. The drug enters the bloodstream and is supposed to localize and kill cancer cells. But how does the drug actually know where it should go? Well, usually it doesn't. We have developed a lot of different medications, but most of them are not specific and not selective. It means that they cannot distinguish the differences between cancer cells and healthy cells, so they kill both of them. This leads to terrible side effects. So, how can we overcome this problem? Well, we can use a special protein cage, a trap cage. That is a cage developed in my laboratory for the first time in history. So, it's a structure made of proteins, empty inside, in which we can literally trap some drugs and deliver them to cancer cells. So a huge advantage of this cage is that it can be decorated on the outside with some special antigens that bind with cancer cells specifically, leaving the healthy cells alone, safe and sound. So in my research, I am focusing on developing a new system for trap cage delivery into cells. For that purpose, I create cages, I pack them with a novel cargo, and I attach some molecules that would help the cage enter the cells. So during this process, a bubble is formed that serves as a vehicle for the cage. So a cage is riding this vehicle, this bubble, and at some point it opens and releases the drug. So I have already proven that the system that I established works outside of the cells, which is a really promising result. I also decorate the cage with a red fluorescent paint that emits red light so that we can track and monitor the adventures of our colorful cage under the microscope, which is really fascinating to see. So to summarize, I want to say that precise targeting in drug delivery is still extremely challenging. But here comes the trap cage with its amazing ability to seek and destroy cancer cells specifically. So I hope that my research will contribute to develop better drug delivery systems in cancer therapy and will be useful for the patient and will reduce the side effects in patients significantly. Thank you for your attention.
I'm calling now Natalia Segiec from the Doctor's School of Medical and Health Science and the field of study of medical sciences. And she will present to us today Mr. Alzheimer, how to keep him happy.
Imagine you're 75 years old. Your family takes you to the doctor because lately you've been forgetting some facts, misplacing some things, getting lost. What you hear is, well, you have Alzheimer's. From now on, it will only get worse, so prepare for it, as you will need other people to function. We will try to slow it down with drugs, but you know how it is. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to hear that, especially that it's not entirely true. We have some interventions that we can offer those patients, but we usually don't know about them. And that's what I dedicated my PhD research to to increase awareness and also to test whether some interventions work. I invited a few people diagnosed with Alzheimer's into the study. I tested their cognitive functions like memory, attention, planning, and then I divided them into two groups. Both groups got the same testing and were intervention for the same amount of time, meaning 12 weeks. First group played 2 computer games on a tablet. First one was similar to Tetris, and in the other one, they had to memorize a treasure map with certain points to steer their boat into. And then they had to sail this boat with this tiny little boat from their memory. Quite hard, believe me. And the other group was filling out some printed puzzles that I've created specifically for this study. And it worked. I tested them again after 12 weeks, and both groups had higher scores in general cognitive tests, were able to remember and recall more words from memory tests, and they also slowed down and made fewer mistakes in attention tasks. From a more practical point of view, it meant that they were able to maintain longer conversations with their loved ones. They felt less lost for words, and they were less likely to get lost within a space that they already knew, and they genuinely felt more independent. And it's crucial because we know by 2050 we will have over 150 million people diagnosed with dementia around the globe, and we really do need some cheap and effective interventions that we can offer those people. Hopefully, my research will be a part of this help, as it's both cheap and easily accessible. Right now, I move on to the next phase, so keep your fingers crossed, and thank you for listening.
The next participant is Justina Srebro, and she's from the Doctoral School of Medical and Health Science and the field of study of pharmaceutical sciences, and she will present to us is bigger, always better, potential of mini tablets.
Do you remember the feeling when you were a little child and you have to swallow a big pill when you were sick? I've also experienced that terrible feeling, and until today, this memory gives me chills. But what if I tell you that I've got a perfect solution for that? Let's imagine that I'm taking this big pill and squeeze it into a tablet that is no bigger than the size of black pepper grain. Moreover, when you put this tablet into your mouth, it disappears, but the medicine still works. These very small tablets are called mini tablets and are especially dedicated for children to help them swallow the medication without the need of water. What they do is they disperse in the mouth very quickly into really small particles, which the child doesn't even feel in the mouth. So this all sounds like a perfect dosage form for kids, right? However, what needs to be done for these mini tablets is slowing down the drug release. This means that the tablet could be taken once a day instead of 2, 3, or 4 times a day. But why is that so challenging for us? If we use a traditional solution and simply cover the tablet with a special coat, this tablet won't disperse in the mouth anymore. So the question I'm facing in my research is it possible to produce these mini tablets that disperse in the mouth very quickly, but also have prolonged release of the drug? And the answer I found in my research is, yes, it is, if we use a very small particles to produce them. These particles should be not really visible to the naked eye. Let's call them microcapsules now. So every microcapsule is a container for a drug which is made of the material that slows down the drug release. And to be honest, it's easier said than it's done. So in my research, I face 2 main problems. The first one is, what is the perfect size of these microcapsules? And the second one is, what is the material that is the most effective when it comes to slowing down the drug release? And what I found out was that the vaccines are the best materials when it comes to slowing down the drug release. And also, the perfect size of these microcapsules should be in between 40 to 120 microns to produce the perfect mini tablets. I really strongly believe that by using mini tablets, we can improve the children's therapy. Depending on the child's needs, we can use the proper amount of the medication by simply adding or decreasing the amount of the mini tablets that is given as one dose to the child. I hope I proved you today that the bigger is not always the better. Thank you.
And for our last participants, I will want to welcome Izabela Vasic from the doctoral school in the social sciences and the field of study of legal sciences. And she will present to us the ad hoc courts in the Habsburg monarchy on the example of Galicia from 1772 to 1918.
Why do we need legal history? Is it only a boring lecture for students? Or perhaps one of the teachers of life, paraphrasing Cicero's words? In my research, I focus on the functioning of ad hoc courts in the Habsburg monarchy and the example of Galicia from 1772 to 1918. This matter hadn't been comprehensively explored, both theoretically and practically before. Would you dare to criticize a country? You can, but you'll probably be dead. The cholera epidemic is in the neighborhood. You've survived until the state will not sentence you to death for violation of the law. These examples show for what you could lose your life if the state decided to set up ad hoc courts. What exactly were the ad hoc courts? Well, ad hoc courts appeared in all Austrian criminal codifications as a type of extraordinary court. They were not permanently functioning courts, but were established on an ad hoc basis. The main task of such courts was to restore and ensure public peace and security when, through ordinary legal measures, the authorities were unable to control the dangers present. Proceedings were oral, public, and extremely fast. Based on the available source documentation, including archives, diaries, and newspapers, we can conclude that ad hoc courts in Galicia functioned with varying intensity, mainly locally, from case to case in particular places, sometimes covering more administrative units. For instance, several districts, as was the case in 1898 during the riots. However, their highest activity occurred in 1846 due to anti-Austrian riots in Galicia, in 1848 during the Spring of Nations, and especially during the First World War. They were mainly used for the crimes of murder, robbery, and arson, as well as in the first half of the 19th century in case of cholera epidemics, and during the First World War as a desertion. Practically, only death sentences were passed. Ad hoc courts functioned in other countries in Europe, for instance, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the other parts of the Habsburg state. The results of the research may not only contribute to a better understanding of how the law was applied, but also to a broader discussion of the European common heritage. Research in legal history can participate in current academic discourse on heritage, significantly on difficult heritage, and warn against solutions which may lead to terrible consequences already known in the past. Moreover, it is also worth raising awareness of how the regulations of legal institutions may affect people by, for instance, deciding about their life and death. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, so it was really interesting. I mean, it's the second time I saw the presentation, but I enjoy more right now because I see some improvements. And yeah, I learn always something with the 3-minute thesis presentation. I really like it, so thank you so much. And also congratulations for the presentation of the participants today. So now we will take a moment to take a break for the participants and for the jury to have the difficult task of choosing 3 participants, 3 finalists for this competition. So we can take a moment to enjoy the food in the entrance. And maybe also online the public can take a moment to chill and take a coffee. And there we will meet in this room, I don't know, in maybe like, it depends on the jury timing, so let's see. Okay, see you after.
Tą trójkę możemy wziąć, tak? Tu byśmy wpięli tylko...
We are okay. It's fine? Okay. Okay. So everybody, the moment we have all been waiting for is finally arriving. So the announcement of the champions of the 3-minute thesis competition 2024 edition is now the time. So today we witnessed an exceptional presentation. I have to say that the level was super high. So for me, if I have to choose, I couldn't. Honestly, it was really great. So congratulations to every of the participants. It was a really good job you made. And yeah, so before I unveil the results, I want to take also the moment to express our collective appreciation for the outstanding efforts by every of the participants. And I can see that the passion of your research was also transmitted through the presentation, and also the ability that you have to communicate complex ideas in just 3 minutes with clarity have truly made the competition remarkable today. So thank you for that. And thank you also to the jury that took the time to select the participants. I will now announce the 3 finalists that won today. So on the 3rd position, we have Monika Pasternak. So congratulations. I think you can come and join me on the stage. So yes, you will get a little gift, a bag with some goodies. Yes.
Jako część nagrody.
You can stay on the stage with us and we continue. Okay, so the 2nd place goes to Veronika Obrokta. Congratulations. And the first finalist, so the first position of the finalist is Justina Srebro. So please come on the stage. Congratulations. And yeah, we also have a special prize for coming from the public, so the people that were online. I heard that we had more than 100 people that vote today for the person that I'm going to announce. So also congratulations to Elvira Nieboga. So thank you to the participants and to the jury, to everyone also who is in the room and online on the YouTube channel, and everyone also who contributed to the success of this event. So also the, let's say, microphone and audio organization, and also the little voices behind me that organize all these events. So thank you to them. I think we can congratulate everyone for that. And also, yes, congratulations to the champions. And I guess may your academic journey contribute to shine brightly. And thank you for everything. And maybe also good luck for the next stage, which will be like the selection of the one and only person for the Tantru trip. So let's see, finger crossed. Okay, so I would like to invite every of the participants also on the stage. We will take maybe a small photo all together, and we will have also some gifts for you. So please come on the stage. Thank you.
Excuse me, can I have a little word?
Yeah, I guess you can, yes. Come here, maybe, yes.
Thank you. So from the stage, I would like to thank and give my appreciation to Ms. Dominika Stopa, who helped us with our presentations for all the finalists. And also I would like to thank all of my friends and colleagues and family who helped me with this presentation. And also I would like to congratulate to everyone who took place in this competition.
Can you go a bit on the right? Maybe the juries should go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe all the juries, yeah, for the final photo.
Final photo.
The photo is also by this. Yeah.
You go there as well.
Okay. I don't know. It's going to be hard to take everyone, no? Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you.
At the end, we have another gift for Fanny for being the best host, and we have special Thank you for coming and see you next year. Oh, pan jest ma taką.
I have two now. Because I'm part of the PhD association. Yeah.
We can also change for another photo if you want. Aha, okay.